Okay, I'm going to take the default cube, move it up in edit mode, and then change the dimension so it's just a small little tile. Now I'm going to add a bevel modifier, increase the amount and the segments. Let's add our environment to light the scene, make it a little bit darker. And now we're going to add the shading for the tile. I just have an alphabet kind of laid out, so I'm going to separate out the top face, make it fit the letter nicely, and I'm just going to invert that selection and kind of get rid of the rest and just hide it in just a color. And now I'm just duplicating these and moving around that top face UV to make other letters. Let's go ahead and add the table in, and we're going to shade this. I just took a wood texture from Texture Haven, and I'm just going through and hooking this up. I add a brightness contrast and a hue saturation node just so I can adjust these colors a little bit. I didn't change it drastically, but I did do this. Let's see. Now I'm changing some render settings for Eevee just to make the scene look better and creating some more letters. Now I'm going to go ahead and move my camera into position. I want it to be top down, but not perfectly top down. I'm splitting my view so I can see my camera, final composition, and then I have my top view to move the letters. You definitely want to move your letters in the top view. If you move it in the camera view, you could be moving them vertically, which you don't want to do. So now I'm just going through and just playing with the composition and getting it to a place that I like. And I actually want these letters to start reverse. I want it to not say hello, I want it to be opposite. So I'm just going through and duplicating and using Control L, copying object data to kind of flip all of these. So now I'm keyframing all of these at about frame 55. And I went back to frame 30 because all the letters actually start off of the frame. So now I'm just animating each of them in, and I'm trying to be conscious of them not hitting any other tiles, not hitting each other, and just varying the distance that they are away so that the animation speed is different. The L and the E were kind of hitting each other, so I'm just spending some time here making sure they don't intersect at any point. And let's see, now I want to animate the H to kind of pop up and then fly over and drop to where the O is. So I'm just going through and adjusting it until I like the speed. It pops up, flies over, drops in. I think it looks pretty good now. So now I'm having the O pop out before the H arrives, animating that one over, and I'm just continuing this with the E. It's going to pop up, fly over, and drop in. I've got one more to do, and that S was kind of in the way, so definitely be conscious of making sure they don't run into each other, moving the L over and dropping it in. And then I decided that they all kind of hit that final pose at the same time, so I just went ahead and adjusted the keyframes a little bit so they hit at slightly different times. Now I'm focusing on the motion blur, and I wanted to have a lot of motion blur, so I had at 1. I did some tests to see what I liked, and then now I'm just going through and doing some render settings. And for the final touch, I added in some film grain. So you can check the link down below to find where you get the film grain, and I'm just compositing it. And then here's the final animation. So I think it looks pretty good. I hope you like it. If you want a longer version, go to my YouTube channel, and there's a full in-depth version where I show you everything I do